Hi all. Hold on just a second while I try to really quickly add a view of the chat. At least I hope this will work. Hey, Abe, how's it going? How are your Friday afternoon vibes? Good. I love calm Friday afternoons where it's just like you're kind of like waiting for the weekend to begin, but you're still able to do some stuff, but you're on top of things. And working from home but ahead of schedule. Oh, nice. That's a great way to experience a Friday afternoon. Yeah, the comic is going pretty well. I have let's see, 5 more pages to ink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 and a bit done. And then I can, I've done a bit of flatting, which should be quicker than the inking, but the last few pages are a bit intense in terms of inking because, well, as you can see, there's like a lot of characters going on. So it might take me a bit longer than the first few pages to ink, but we'll have to see. I think I almost have the chat in there, which would be nice. Only the URL in there. Apply. Is this working? Close. It's not in there, no. Nope, it's not in there. Oh, whatever, I'll figure it out later then. I'm not gonna do this live. All right, let's get into some inking then. Hey, Bro, how's it going? Nice of you to swing by again. Do you have work to do this afternoon, or are you also able to goof off? Oh yeah, Brazil, the football country. Of course you need to watch. It's been a bit weird here with people being like on the fence, or not on the fence, but being on both sides. Like, oh, I want to boycott the World Cup, or I want to watch it and support our sports guys. So companies also haven't like really jumped into the hype. Maybe Abe thinks about it differently, but I feel like it's a lot less hyped compared to previous years, especially now that Holland is doing okay in the competitions, I think. Hi, Chuck. A new face. How's it going? Where are you from? How did you find the stream? Tell me all about it. Oh, cool, Mastodon. I haven't really like the time on Mastodon. My time on Mastodon has been fun, but it's mostly been on Mastodon so far. I haven't really noticed people like finding me elsewhere through Mastodon yet, I think. So you're the first in that regard. Oh, this is great, guys. I was so I can almost apply for affiliate streamer. I have like everything, I think, except for I haven't like streamed enough on enough separate days. But I do need to keep up the average viewer count. Like it needs to not drop below 3. But it seems like we're gonna make it. I was just above that number a couple days ago, but when was it again, Frito? When were we here? Wednesday, I think, right? We got raided by Justin Gerard's stream with the help of Adriano. And suddenly I had 100 people in my stream who wanted to get introduced to my art. Or, well, they were going to be introduced to my art, whether they wanted to or not. But, a couple of them, I think like about 20 or something, stayed for a while to chat and watch me work for a bit. So that was cool, and that definitely brought up the viewer count, or the viewer average, I should say. Yeah, that was really cool. I'm glad that like all the people they came into the stream, and I was like, oh my god, like 100 people watching me right now. And then Adriano said like, show them your illustrations. We're like, oh yeah, I'm so glad you suggested this, because I was like kind of thinking of it and kind of working on it, but I would have kind of like locked up out of nerves. Because like 1 year ago or something, until 1 year ago, I always said I am never ever going to stream me watching working live, because it's scary as hell, and I would never be able to stream I would never be able to like get an audience, because I'm in Europe, and who wants to watch a European artist work at European times when all of my audience is in the States and stuff. But it turns out that this is pretty fun, and some people do show up and have a nice chat, so that's really nice. Yeah, you want to. Well, thank goodness you do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, right? A raid. All of a sudden, you have like a bigger audience, which is cool. Like, it's an adrenaline spike for sure, but all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I need to perform. These people don't know me. Hey, Rick, welcome back. Yeah, it's, if there's one thing about my life, I would say that it definitely turned out in a way that I would never have thought possible. In the sense that it turned out with a lot of things that I never thought I would do. Like doing my gaming education, I was like, I'm not a gamer. I just want to illustrate. So why would I ever do this? And then I end up doing it and having a lot of fun at certain aspects. But also me thinking like, okay, so when I graduate, I'm probably going to go to the States or France or Germany, whatever, to work there, because there's no work in near my hometown, like Utrecht. And then the first job I find is actually in Utrecht, and I never freaking left. I just never left. I bought a house here, and I don't think I'll. Okay, let me not say. I was going to say I don't think I'll ever leave, but of course we know that I can't say that, because life turns out in unexpected ways. So how many of you have already put up the Christmas tree? I think we're putting ours up either, I would say, I would like to do it either tonight or tomorrow. It's time. Monday, it's like Sinterklaas is on his way out, so don't let the tree kick you on the way down, on the way out. It took 2 weeks to decorate your tree? Is that because it's like really big, or because you kept getting sidetracked by other very important things? Yeah, we had that last year, like the moving chaos. Normally, every year we do the surprises for Sinterklaas, which is for the foreigners among us. Like Sinterklaas is like Dutch Christmas, except you write poems for your family and friends, for the ones that like attend the celebration with you. And then for one person, sometimes we make like, can we call it an art piece? No, not really. I don't know. Like a surprise craft thing, which kind of like reflects usually some part of the past year for them. And so normally every year we do that with my family. But we didn't last year because we were moving, and I was like, I cannot handle the stress of making a surprise for someone on top of all of that. But this year we did. So my stepmom, she's like they have this camper van thing. And she was like learning to drive, or like be more confident in her driving. So I made her kind of like a sim thing. It was like a cardboard racing sim, except for like a red truck with eyelashes on it and very colorful. So it was like especially for her. Oh, nice. Poem heavy Sinterklaas. Yeah, we do too. Like there are, obviously some people love writing the poems more than others. My husband doesn't. But I do, and my parents like it a lot, I think. They also make poems for like usually, or a lot of the times, poems are only for the ones that you make the surprise for, to like explain the surprise and explain the present that you got them. But my parents like to make poems anyway to explain presents, even though there's no surprise to go with them. Yeah, because I mean, it can be hard. Like if writing's not your thing, whoops, wrong pen. If writing's not your thing, then you're like, what do I write for this person, and how do I rhyme this? Because it's fun if they're like really clever. But usually we just appreciate the effort and thoughtfulness that went into things. Like people come up with really thoughtful poems. People have definitely cried because of poems in our family, just because they hit a mark, I'm just leaving the 3D models in here for you guys so you can see. I am not going to draw a car by hand. No way, Jose. So I will take the 3D model and paint over it later when I do the backgrounds. I did. I did try, but so what happened? Hold on, maybe you can help me. So I went to custom browser docs, but I got confused because it says like make a custom browser doc in OBS. And then I copied the URL from Twitch, and then I selected apply, and then it says there, that's all there is to it. The minimized stream chat will appear in the corner of the OBS window. But I'm not sure if... I don't think it's like on the... Well, obviously it's not on the screen because you can't see it. Oh, or should I do it through Streamlabs? Okay, let me see if I can fix this in like 2 minutes. Streamlabs, because I do think I have a Streamlabs account already. Did I? Yes, okay, go away with all the pop-ups. Continue, yes, sure. All widgets. Give me a widget. Oh, there we go, chat box. Copy the URL of the widget, yes. Plus icon at the bottom of the window. Browser source. Where is the browser source? Browser. Create new chat window Twitch. Okay. Do I need to change any of the code? Hey, Lois. Yes, this is me like adding a chat window to the stream live on air. No pressure. Thank you, Lois. let's see. Let's make it not the freaking whole screen. 200 by, I don't know, 400 or something. I know. The best epic music for adding a thing. Custom, no, I don't need that. Okay. Close. Okay, where is it? Oh, here it is. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. Okay, good. Where should I put it? Can I like manually? Oh, there we go. Yes. Awesome. It's here. No, that's too big. Is it? Probably. Wait, why does it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, like this. Okay, I'll just leave it like this, and then for next time, I will make it prettier. Because I'm not going to make you guys watch me customize my stream live. This app is Clip Studio Paint, which is an app that has recently risen in my regard because they said they would implement AI and then retracted that when everybody went haywire on them, saying, "What the hell are you doing?" And then actually wrote, in my opinion, a really good apology on like why they wouldn't do it and kind of like indicating that why like indicating that they understood the feedback because they kind of like echoed it back. Hold on. The chat isn't staying on stream. Maybe that's one more thing I need to customize. Or no, or should I leave it like this? No, I'm not doing a break right now. I'll just do a break. It's a good thing you're here, Brito, because this is some great live troubleshooting for me. Has there been any lawsuit from artists against the AI developers for using their artwork without permission? I think they're starting a class action with music right now. But I don't think there's like an art action class action right now. Always show messages. There it is. Okay, now save. There we go. It's pretty cool that you can update that chat stuff live. I was worried that I'd have to restart the stream or something. And yeah, I just I saw an article this morning that the EU maybe wants to like regulate AI and its use in the EU. So I'm curious to see where that will go. Yeah, as far as like knowing if your stuff was in the database, like one of the biggest ones, Stable Diffusion, it uses like it was trained on like Lion 5 database or something, and so you can check that database. There's a couple websites online where you can check if your artwork is in that database, I think. I'm not super knowledgeable about it, but that's what I've picked up. Yeah, like lion. I guess they want you to pronounce it like lion or something. That's what I'm guessing. Did you, how would I say this? Get like flashbacks, like really? Do you have to remind me of all that AI stuff when I'm on vacation? No, tell us about where you holidayed this year. Thanks. Yeah, I've gotten multiple compliments on my music choice, so that's really nice. Very affirming. Um, this is like full disclosure. This is what I used to draw to when I had like really tight deadlines at work for like storyboards that I had to finish the same day. Usually now when I'm working on an illustration or something and something that doesn't require too much concentration, I listen to Critical Role. I just got through campaign 2 and I'm currently, I've started on, I think I'm like halfway through campaign 1 right now. And I still haven't started campaign 3, I'm just saving that one. Or like podcasts or something. Because music for the type of like for inking and just rendering and stuff, I feel like my mind isn't occupied enough with just music. So I get like distracted too easily, and then if I have like a podcast on or if I'm listening to like Critical Role, something that I don't need to like look at the screen for really, but is still engaging enough, that keeps my mind occupied so I can concentrate on drawing for longer. So yeah, I'm obviously not gonna watch Critical Role while I'm talking to you guys, so right now you guys are my entertainment. This was all from Brave, by the way. Is it Pizza of Eggs? Is that with like all the drawing phases? Because I have the same. If I'm like, for example, sketching the pages, I really need to concentrate because if I'm like paneling, I need to concentrate on the text. Because I need to know the context with words, basically. Um, and sketching also takes too much concentration, but inking is like, I need to pay attention kind of to what I'm doing, but it's not so all encompassing for me that I need like my whole attention span on it. She said while saying and stopping to think while she was drawing, but okay. For a second, I was like, I'm flattered. What is Burial flattered about? But I, of course, said, you're my entertainment. I'm already forgetting what I said 10 seconds ago. Oh, yeah, I get that. Well, I mean, I guess that's a good thing in the sense that it means that like you're all in on your art when you're making it. So that can only be. I had a teacher in school once who was like almost disdainful about the fact that a lot of the students listen to music or whatever while working, because he was like, how can you concentrate on your art if you're listening to music at the same time? You should work in complete silence while doing your work. Everybody was like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. Isn't that weird? It's like, okay. Maybe it's a generational thing where we as like the new generation learn to we got like all messed up from all the impulses we get, so we need more impulses to help us focus. Otherwise we get what's it called? Pickle arm. I'm not sure what the English word is. Yeah, exactly. More stimuli. Yeah, honestly, Lois, I feel like I had a hard time at fitting in at Haku as well, honestly. Or wasn't it at the Haku? All right, making a strong case for Haku, us both. My favorite story from my time at that art school is I was doing like a pre-college education thing, and I wanted to focus on illustration, but every time I tried to like focus on the technique and stuff, my art just got shut down for our weekly reviews and stuff, and everybody was like, it doesn't really say much. So for one exercise, we had to basically take some stuff from home, like random stuff. So I took some coffee filters and some sticks and that kind of stuff, and then we needed to make art with whatever we found around the school, which meant like sticks and stones and whatever trash you could find. which is totally not my thing. I am so bad at that kind of stuff. You know, I just draw. You know, I draw. I don't make installations, but I had to spend a day on it. So I made like, you know how you can take like a piece of paper and then you start at the outside and you go in, so you get like this kind of spiral when you grab it in the middle. So I made that, and I had like a box that I found, and I made like some kind of mousetrap with a piece of cloth sticking out from under it. I didn't mean anything with it. It was, you know, I thought it was stupid. And then the time came to review stuff, and they thought it was amazing. They thought the composition was open yet so closed, and it really means something. It showed, I don't know what they all said, but I was like, this is proof that this school is not for me, because every time I really put an effort in, I get burnt down. And every time I feel like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I'll just do this and it's trash, they think it's amazing. So I really felt like I would have had a bad time there had I gone for the full course. Yeah, I guess that's about like having time to experiment. I think that's the thing about Dutch art schools. I feel like most art schools were all about like having a really wide gamut in like the first year. So first year would be like all kinds of art, and then you like specialize. But to be fair, this was like a pre-college education thing. Like I was, I think, 15 or something, and my college time wouldn't have started until 18. I was 18, well, 17, because I'm from September. But point is, it was like pre-education, not the actual college classes. Still, I thought it was kind of stupid. Teacher was obsessed with modern abstract art. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing that I kind of like hated about it a lot. I could not, even because we had like 4 blocks, right? So we had 4 blocks of art themes basically. So the first block was like kind of like life drawing and sculpting and that kind of stuff. And then we had a block with, I think, illustration. And then there was a block with like installations and modern art and that kind of stuff. But every block we did, it was still kind of like drenched with modern art and like being abstract and having like, it didn't have to be pretty, or, you know, honestly, God forbid if it was pretty. It mostly needed to have meaning. And I feel like it was preferred if it was ugly in its meaningfulness, which is totally the opposite of what my preferred way of making art is. You know, I like stuff to have meaning, but it needs to be pretty. A lot of these songs are total nostalgia for me because I used to listen to them so much in college and when I, like 5 years after I graduated or something. Which is a couple years ago by now. Oh, the meaning of this is that I like drawing it and that's a good enough reason for me to draw. What did your teachers say to that? What was their response? I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Well, the sucky thing is, like, they need to give you a passing grade, right? So you kind of need to please them, unfortunately, for a while. Well, I mean, I did like my art school. As in, Hakuyu wasn't it for me, but I did really like IGAD. Though I might be a little traumatized by like the workload. Oh, you still got an A. Gosh. Good job then. They had no excuse to not give you an A. Well, at least your teacher wasn't that resentful about it then. I feel like my teachers could have given me... Well, eventually, I didn't get my certificate from that pre-college education because they said, like, you didn't learn enough, you're too young, which is, like, kind of funny because the minimum age was kind of like 16, so I was worried that I wouldn't get in because I was 15 at the time. And then, they let me do the course and then they didn't give me a diploma because they said I was too young. Kind of weird. I mean, I get it, like, I probably didn't conform to their idea of what I should have learned at the education, but I guess it taught me that I didn't want to go there before I actually enrolled and kind of like wasted a year, so that's the silver lining. just I like to like make keep up like a smaller version of whatever I'm working on my second screen, just so I can see, just so I can like enlarge everything and get into the nitty gritty, but then still keep an overview of what the final thing will look like before I get into it too much and then make choices I wouldn't have had I seen the full thing. The secret is reference to drawing good heads. Seriously, like I wouldn't do this from memory. I've tried, but it's too inconsistent for a comic. So for most of the for like no, I would say for most of the characters, I have like a model, a 3D model in DAZ, which is nice because you can pretty easily customize all the characters, and except for like red and blue here, I made custom sculpts because I wasn't able to customize those into the model that I needed. Yeah, DAZ. So hold on, let me show you for a second. No, that's Blender. This is DAZ. And it's like it's basically a character. It's a 3D program, but I personally wouldn't use it for like full scenes. Yeah, it's pretty obscure. I feel like once you kind of like get into the character art stuff, then you might hear more about it, but it's not like the first thing that comes to mind whenever people talk about 3D packages. Also, probably because it's like pretty niche to. Hold on, I'm just getting a character to show you. But it's pretty niche. It gets used a lot by people who make like 3D book covers, just because the characters are so easily customizable. Let's see, character models. Nope, it's free. Yeah, it's kind of amazing what we can use for free nowadays. Like, people bitch a lot about like things being so expensive, and like it can be, but a lot of things can be done with free stuff too. So this is like this is my model for Blue, which is like kind of it looks kind of icky, but it really works to just get his head from all angles and get a base in there. Look, these are the ears that I sculpted away. But it's pretty easy, because you can just like grab a hand and move it over there, you know. So you can make him do the wave. And it's really, there's even poses in there that you can use as a standard. You can just load it in. Oh, whoops. Gotta select something. And there he is in the pose. And usually, like, once you get a data, these hands act a little weird because I probably sculpted them wrong, but it doesn't really matter to me, just because I use 3D programs like as a tool, and I don't really care if they don't work right as long as I can work with it. But yeah. Yeah, it's pretty easy to customize characters. So if I load up just a general, you get like a basic female and male character. With it, you don't need to buy that stuff. You can go away. Hold on, let me make a new one because I'm afraid that I'll accidentally save over it. No, don't save. So this is the female. Obviously, ideal body, whatever ideal means, sizes. But if you go to the actor thing, if you all the green stuff here is like not standard, but this is also a free pack that you can use to customize all kinds of things. So you can like make flabby arms, or there's like custom bodies in there as well, or like a parafigure shape. And you can also customize the head, like where is it? Oh, this is all poses. No, that's not what I wanted. How about I put in nose? Boop. There she goes. Now you could use it as basically like a fur base or something. Oh wait, gotta go back to the actor thing. Oh, you got the headset. Yeah, you can. I think one is called like medium for like sculpts, and then there's quill. But yeah, if you want to try it out, just try this and play around with it. It's pretty easy. Like the controls, they're nothing like any 3D program. It's all like you use this thing to like navigate around, and then Control F is like focusing on a thing, and this is like moving around. And you can also use the WASD keys, but I don't really use them because, as you can see, it's way too finicky. Which is why I don't like to use it for like full scenes, because it's too much of a hassle. Yeah, definitely look into it. Gorilla tag. Oh man, you and your gorilla tag. We could, but can you make sure that we end up on the same server? Did you get an Oculus? Because I got an Oculus. I don't know if you can like play to. Oh yeah, you can, because you told me you can play if you have like an Oculus or a Quest or whatever. Okay, then we should be compatible if we get to choose a server. And then you can show me all the moves, because I'm going to be the newbie. And you're going to be like an experienced gorilla tagger. Forever a newbie. I think you'll have learned way more than... I'm really curious what would happen actually. Like, we would both walk around and you would be like, no, you need to do it this way. and then run ahead with me lagging behind. Okay, let's try it over the holidays. Once you get it settled in. I'm gonna have some busy holidays, man. I was talking about it with my husband yesterday. He was like, "You never do any 3D printing." I was like, "No, I don't have time." He was like, "Okay, you can do it over the holidays." Oh, I'm just realizing, what's Twitch's policy on nudity? Am I getting in trouble for showing nipples? Because she was naked just now. Because I know, because I had to censor an entire pre-recorded session once. Wait. You censored... You had a pre-recorded session on Twitch? I didn't know that happened. I didn't know that was a possibility, I meant to say. Oh. I love the image you're painting of Iris's work right now. All her work has nipples in it. Okay, well, I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll have to make sure that my models at least have a bikini on next time. Kind of weird when you're drawing all these crying people and then laughing all the way through it. I'm guessing everybody's off now, playing with Daz. Hey, Captain. What does POG mean? What's POG? I have never learned so many things in such a short time as during my time streaming on Twitch. I learn new words. I learn about Brazilian caramel dogs. I'm still confused. Like, open mouth surprise? That's POG? I feel so old right now, guys. I feel like when I learned about yeet, that also yeet also took me a while to like actually get like what the hell is yeet supposed to mean? I'm turning into a boomer already. Okay, well, Twitch makes me feel like a boomer, honestly. I do really feel like Twitch is like a whole separate culture with like even more than like Twitter or Mastodon or whatever. Well, Mastodon might be a close second actually. But yeah, there's like a lot of things like raids and POG and what else? Can't come up with other examples, but I do remember being pretty bewildered a lot of the time on Twitch. Yeah, okay, I know I can't turn into a boomer. I will always be a millennial. What's our millennial slang? Because it's not yeet, that's Gen Z. Oh, that's a mood. That's a good one. Oh yeah, I still can't. I think we talked about this, Lois. I think I said like I can't decide if I would be like a Hufflepuff or a Ravenclaw. And then you said, oh no, you would be a Ravenclaw. I think. Yeah, see. Lit just makes me think of Louis Lit from Suits. I never really used or heard that word until I watched Suits. Hey, Underling. And you chatter. You're also a Ravenclaw? Yep, Meghan Markle was in Suits. It's how I got to know her as an actor. I'm not sure if she's done anything else that I've seen, actually. Oh yeah, but see, if I'm Hermione, then I would be in Gryffindor, which is definitely not the case. Are you going to watch the documentary on Netflix? Sorry, not sorry, Lois. That's what you sound like. Yeah, it'll definitely be all over the news. It's out today, right? So news will be coming out. I think I saw it on my Netflix thing. But I was too busy watching Dead to Me. I don't know, often like I do feel like the recaps can kind of blow it out of proportion sometimes. Like sometimes I read all this controversy about like a clip or something and then I watch the clip itself finally and I'm like, really? This is what everybody's so worked up about? Live journal. Talk about millennial stuff. That's some real millennial stuff. Too bad everybody didn't migrate back from Twitter to live journal instead. Actually, I feel like people the migration is kind of like over. The Twitter drama, the Twitter chaos. I still get more spam than I used to. But the company hasn't fallen over yet. Knock on wood, I guess. Hey, Apple, how's it going? Quickly popping in. So you're busy on your Friday afternoon. And thanks for the support. I think we're almost there. Like, I think I think I think actually after this stream, I thought I needed like one more stream, but I think after this stream and if everybody kind of like sticks around, that I will be actually eligible to be an affiliate after this one. Oh, nice. You actually have sun? We, like, right here, it's super duper gray. I feel like it's really cold today. Like, it's weird. Um, even the thermostat, like, saying it's 19 degrees. Oh, time for a break. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me finish my sentence. I was going to say, even the thermostat saying 19 degrees, it feels like a lot colder right now than it did yesterday. Oh yeah, if it's like sunny now, then definitely enjoy it. I'm going to take a real quick break to get some tea, and then I'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, hey, Nika. I'm just catching up and seeing what you all have said. All right, I'm caught up in the chat again. I'm not sure what music was playing. Maybe I can include some kind of like live thing. It's like the title of the song and stuff as well in the stream, since people seem to be interested in the music. Oh, you figured it out. Okay, never mind me then. So, still working on the same scene, Captain. It's taking a while. I was just saying to Abe at like the beginning of the stream that these pages will probably take me a bit longer, just because there's like a lot of characters in them and relatively complicated compositions, I guess. So it's a lot of redrawing the same characters again. I had this, well, not teacher exactly, because he was the pre-recorded. He had like the pre-recorded lessons, and I got like feedback from a different teacher on CG Major during my comic course, and that guy would he would basically take these sketches, so these types of sketches, and then do the inks right over it. It was insane. I can't do that, so I'm still stuck here, like drawing over my sketches again, but whatever. It's not. I don't hate the process. So that's a good thing. Tell me if you know what this song is. Yeah, Nika, I think it's a lot of drawing. I think that's how they do it. Probably a lot of life drawing, getting really comfortable with like shapes. But probably also a lot of wrist pain. Yeah, exactly. It's a song that gets played minutes before you get your heart torn out. It's from Up. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Captain. I do feel already like my my inking and my drawing is a lot more consistent after like the first 9 pages. So I'm really trying to go for like finish not perfect here, and just like get the mileage in, because I really feel like I'm still at that stage where I can just improve a lot by just doing the thing and getting it out there. So that's what I'm focusing on right now. Like, I know there's better ways to ink, but I don't really care right now. Oh yeah, the Land of Time soundtrack is also about one animation that still makes me cry every time is Thought of You by Ryan Woodward. I won't show it to you now, but Thought of You by Ryan Woodward. Look it up. I know, it's so amazing. It makes me cry every time. It makes him cry every time, which is funny, or not funny, but you know, enduring. I guess. But you can tell it means a lot to him, that animation. Because I think he made it during like a phase of burnout. Yeah, it went a bit viral for a while, but I think I saw it for the first time during college, so that was 2008. Let's see, was it? Whoops, no, not that. When is it from? 12 years ago. That animation is 12 years old, people. Holy moly. I can't see what I'm doing with this. I think this is the bane of my comic making life. FX lines. That's one thing that I can never really get a hang of, honestly. I never think they look pretty when I do them. I still have the Streamlabs thing up, and one of the example chats says that move was Pog, and I'm like, oh, I recognize that word. Never seen it before, and once you know it, then suddenly you see it everywhere. Wait, I'm not a Zoomer. I'm a... What's Generation X? That's just millennial, right? We don't get any, No. Wait, we're Y. Aren't we? Yeah, okay, but in letters, are we, boomers are X, we're Y, and then yeah, exactly, they're boomers. Really? Boomers are before X? I thought there were like 3 generations alive right now. X, Y, Z. And it's going to be like in Excel, AZ. Or no, what's it going to be? AA. I think I would like to be Generation Omega or something. I guess that would be fitting for babies born during COVID days. Generation Omicron. I'm sorry, I just find it hilarious when the automi I had it during the raid as well, where Adriano, I think he typed in all caps or something, like incoming. Oh, see? Oh, I was right. Or were you right? They have, I guess they have, how many? 26 generations to figure out what they're going to do next. Why are you being all dystopian, Lois? Because I thought we were supposed to, go for world peace in the future. when only Generation Omicron is left, and we have no elderly to care for anymore, then we will be at peace. I think the millennials will be dead by the time Omicron and Alpha get to fight it out. We learned all the essential survival skills from Harry Potter films, like having an infinitely expandable tent that can hold everything you need for camping in the woods. I think we would make for a very chaotic movie if we made a movie together, guys. Story going all over the place. Well, I mean, Marvel has carefully curated characters and storylines, doesn't it? So I'm wondering, let's see, what did we grow up with? We grew up with Land of Time, Harry Potter. What else? Bussy and Adrian. Bussy and Adrian, and then Fila Achterberg. I think every country would have to make their own movie, to be honest, because there's going to be like a lot of classics for specific countries. For those not in the know, Bussy and Adrian are like an acrobat and a clown that were very popular in the 90s here in the Netherlands. Still kind of are, I think. They still perform, I think, but not on TV. Come on. Well, at least Robin. Robin was the cutest from Bussy and Adrian. He was Bussy's little robot. What would be the conflict though? Like, I was just thinking about like Harry Potter and Hermione and Ron meeting Legolas. What would happen? They would all defeat Sauron together. Oh, and then Voldemort and Sauron would team up. Yes, Beerman and Beerman is really fun, and it will be fun for like everybody because it's not based on language. Yeah, case in point, I think it was from a different country. I'm not sure which one, but it transcends countries or languages. I should say. Pat and Matt, love it. So they would be able to go into the worldwide nostalgia movie. Oh, hey, Venus. Yeah, I just started streaming this month. Uh, I got rated. Oh, you two already know each other? That's funny. I got rated on Wednesday, so that was 2 days ago, by Adriano uh, from from a stream from Justin Gerard's stream. So I just started this month, and I have these lovely friends keeping me company while I draw some comic. And meanwhile, we're, hypothesizing what would happen if our whole millennial nostalgia crew film thing would come together and make a movie like the MCU thing. Yeah, I'm really new to everything. So, if you see me asking questions about, for example, like what's Pog, then that's because I have just started and haven't really gotten into the Twitch culture before actually starting streaming. But so far it's been really fun. Like Nika Ryutsu has been here a lot to keep me company, and it's been fun. I've been able to show some people like how I draw the comic and what I do with that. But we've also like been talking about really random stuff like what games we watch what games we play, and which movies we watch. The latest and greatest controversies about art programs and that kind of stuff. I'm glad you like it, Androni. I was always kind of like worried that seeing art process in real time would be like a little too slow. Personally, I've always preferred like watching time lapses or just reading tutorials. Honestly, I'm more of a pictures kind of person than a video kind of person. But hey, if other people like to watch me draw, I like to talk to all of you guys, so that works out. Yeah, that was Horizon. And this is actually a Dutch composer called Wim Mertens, and the song is called No Testament. And I think I discovered this song because it was used in like a 5th of May campaign on TV, which is like our liberation day from the Second World War. But I really like the vibe. my name is pronounced, I guess it depends on which language you're speaking. But it would be Rengin. But in English, people call me Rengin, which is fine. I am used to a lot of different pronunciations of my name. People from Amsterdam usually call me Renkin, with like a K instead of a G for some reason, because it fits the accent or something. But I've also been called Renjin, Ren, I don't know, whatever, all kinds of stuff. But it is Rengin. Basically, you pronounce every letter the way it is. Yeah, Turkish pronunciation, like Turkish letter, Turkish, the Turkish alphabet has no combination letters. So like we have like CH, which makes or ch. The Turkish alphabet is like every letter has a sound and that's it. So what you see is what you get, basically. So, you know, when you see Rengin, then it's Rengin. Yeah, it's actually like a really easy name in that case. But, you know, you don't hear it that often, so it's not really like you go, oh, I recognize that name. So it might be difficult for people to pronounce sometimes, or remember, I mean. Yeah, it's in that case, like, and it means colorful, which is pretty funny. Apparently, my parents chose really well. Right? It's funny because I wasn't like my parents are like business people, you know, they're like consultants, and they study like law and business. So I was never really destined to be an artist or whatever. So it's really very a large coincidence that I got called by this name. Yeah. My name lore. I'll put it on my website. Actually, it is already on my website, just under my picture. It used to be such a big deal in my childhood to like figure out what your name meant. But a lot of people in my environment still, I mean, I guess a lot of names are kind of like biblical by default, aren't they? Oh, I like that meaning as well. That's really cool. So you could have been called Athena as well, with the same meaning. Bye, Lois. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you later. Androlien. Wait, are you Dutch? Androlien kind of sounds Dutch. Or is it Androlien? Baby Dutch. I actually I went to South Africa for 2 weeks on like, you know how in high school they sometimes make you like do like an internship, which is not really an internship, but they just want to like make you get out there. I did bilingual education, so I needed to go to a foreign country to like speak English while I was doing my internship in quotation marks. And my mom had friends in South Africa, so I spent 2 weeks in South Africa. Working at like a restaurant and what else? 2 restaurants and I think for the rest we did like some visiting of schools and stuff. So I was really surprised because by the end of the 2 weeks, like we went to I think it was like some kind of like opening of a school, and the teacher, he gave like a speech in Afrikaans, and I could actually like kind of understand it, which was kind of cool to see that after 2 weeks, you know, you can already understand a lot more compared to when you just get there. Hold on, 11. Oh yeah, okay. So because of all the African languages that like all the different American like African cultures that are around there, is that why you have 11 different languages? I think I'm going to say it every time, but I really wish Twitch had a chat feature where it says, someone is typing. Man, that seems like a lot to manage. So basically, you'd have to. Lots of regional languages are recognized as official, and so schools might offer them as an alternative to either English or Afrikaans as your second language. So would you have to like pick your school based on the regional language that you'd want to learn? Because I can't imagine that they can't offer all 11 of them. Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense. So it would be um, alive in that region anyway. Right. Yeah, I would say Zulu is definitely a language I recognize. Let me put it like that. Not the. I wouldn't be able to differentiate like if I heard it probably. But if you're telling me, oh, I speak Zulu, then it's like, oh yeah, I know that. I know that language exists. Man, that's a lot of languages to learn. Then again, to be fair, we also had uh, Dutch, English, German, French. Yeah, 4 languages at our school. Not an absurd amount, I guess. All the options and no way of understanding each other. Wait, so how many languages do you speak? Do you live in Holland? Whoa. That's a lot of moving around. And a lot of language learning. Yeah, you can shake Nika's hand in that. Yeah, I used to speak Romanian because I lived in Romania for 2.5 years when I was like 2 years old to 5 years old. And I used to speak Romanian, obviously, like when I lived there, and then we went back when I was about 7 for like a week. And by the end of the week, I could speak it again. But then we went back once more when I was a bit older, and I never practiced it, so I'd forgotten everything by that time. And people like say, oh, if you start learning it again, then it'll probably all come back. But honestly, like there's so little left of the language in my head that I'm kind of like, I'm not really sure if that would happen, because it's been too long. I lived there because my mom, she took a job there. She was like a consultant, and I think like I'm a bit fuzzy on the details, but I think after like the fall of communism there, because it was like 92 when we moved there. After that, they needed something for rebuilding or like starting up a business there, and so my mom took the job, so we moved there for a couple of years. And they like to tell the story that when we moved there, all we had to eat was potatoes and carrots. It was fun there, though. I remember going swimming a lot, and there was this one, like they had, I don't know, they were playing the violin at like a swimming pool or something. We went to the opera a lot. It was, I still remember smidges of it. And I went to like an international school where we had Mrs. Peacock, which is like the best name for a kindergarten teacher. Yeah, it really, like the whole experience really stuck with me. I feel like I do remember a lot of it for such a young age. Like I remember pretty vividly like some Halloween things that we had going on at the school, where I had to like put my hand in boxes that we didn't know were what was in there, and then it would say like on the tin, there are worms in here, or like blood or whatever, and then I would be too scared to put my hand in. Or like having monsters hidden in the school. Peppa Pig. My nephew right now, he's a total fan of Peppa Pig, but he calls her George because her brother is called George or something. So everything is George. Peppa's George. He has like a little piggy car that's also called George. Yeah, it's really cute. Though his parents like Bluey more. We just found out. We were there for Sinterklaas, celebrating on Monday. And somehow we got to talking about like what the best kids show is. And they showed us Bluey, and I have to agree that it's a really cool show. Because apparently, like, Peppa is kind of shouty, and Peppa herself is kind of bratty, which is not really a good example for your kid. But with Bluey, it's about like, it's an Australian show, and it's about like blue heelers, like the dogs, which is an instant plus point with me. But the parents are really chill, and the kids are fun, and there's like really good lessons in there about like cleaning up after yourself and why you have to do that. It's kind of funny. We were sitting there with 4 adults and one 2-year-old watching the whole show. And the adults were also paying attention, actual attention to the show. Yeah, the parents have to consume it as well, which is why it's so nice when um, it's like something that's also suitable for the parents, as in like um, we have so with like the Dutch Sinterklaas event. There's like a Sinterklaas news hour for like the kids, where a whole story plays out with the steamboat getting lost, and like the presents getting lost, and it's all drama and whatever. But apparently the jokes in it are really good for the adults as well. Like they really play into current events as well, with the names, for example, of characters, which makes it a lot more fun for them to actually watch and be on top of what their kid is actually consuming. Yeah, exactly. They do know their audience. That's also why I love like Pixar movies, like and Disney movies, because they they're marketed as kids movies, but they do also make sure that they're fun for adults to watch as well, which always appealed to me. Like even as a young kid, I'm like, okay, I'm not watching some dumb stuff. It's actually something that everybody would like to watch, which made it cooler for me. Oh man, these panels do really take a lot longer. Whoops. Not on the wrong layer, people. Every artist's nightmare. Yeah, exactly. That's also what makes it rewatchable, I guess. When there's like adult jokes um, in there that you can only understand when you get older. That makes it really fun to also like understand the dynamics, I guess. As you get older, you understand the dynamics of the characters better. Break, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Time for more tea. I'll be right back. yeah, I really make a point of like taking breaks. I used to take breaks like for 2 minutes every half hour, but I noticed that was a bit too short for me to actually like get into something, and then I would be really annoyed once the pop-up came. Like, it's time to take a break. It's like, I just got into it. So now we switch to 5-minute break every 50 minutes, I think. Hey, and I just got an email saying I'm invited to be a Twitch affiliate. We made it. Hooray! So thanks for watching, guys, because I couldn't have done it without you. I've also recently been working 8 hours a day instead of 6 hours a day. Again, because it's been like busy, and I've been mostly, honestly, mostly due to like all the social media pressure of like having to post everywhere and keeping everything updated. It's taking me a lot of time, but so it's making me work 8 hours a day instead of the 6 that I switched to, basically. But I'm already feeling it in my arms, so I'm kind of looking for a solution to go actually back to 6 again, because my arms are giving me signals. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is an increase in, I mean, obviously, like an 8-hour workday is pretty normal. But then again, like every producer that I talked to when I was like still employed in like an office job, they always told me that they kind of assume 6 hours of productivity a day. So that obviously also involves like, what's it called? Water cooler talk. And like not sitting behind your computer or being productive for 2 hours. And if you work alone, you spend a lot more, it's a lot easier to just sit behind your computer all day, so working 8 hours actually, instead of 6, actually means spending 2 more hours behind your computer, which apparently my arms don't agree with. Right? It's definitely tiring. Like, it's really, yeah, I'm just kind of like, I've been thinking like the past, I don't know, couple of weeks, like how can I make this easier on myself? Because right now I think I'm updating maybe like 10 platforms. And still you keep hearing from people like, oh, but you should also be on this, and oh, you should also be on that. Which is kind of like, I really need to figure out basically how to reach as many people as possible with like as few platforms as possible, because I don't think I can keep up posting on as many platforms as I'm doing now, because it really is cutting into my drawing time basically. Like during the campaign I was doing last month for my Patreon, I was actually sacrificing a lot of drawing time basically because I needed to spend it updating all kinds of websites, which is kind of contrary to the point, I guess. Yeah, it kind of sucks because basically at the end of the day, you do want to fill most of your time creating and not, spending your time in a social media schedule, because like being on social media for such a long time, it doesn't even mean that you're like having meaningful conversations. It just means that you're busy like reformatting the same content for like a couple different platforms, and it takes a lot of time. Yeah, and exactly. On top of that, you do want to be an active user because, like, that's how you get the most out of a platform, right? I mean, a lot of platforms where you just, like, drop your content and don't look anymore, people don't end up like not really seeing your work anyway because you're not there, so people don't interact with it. And so the algorithm goes, well, I guess nobody's interested, so let's not show this to people. So it really is a huge time sink that doesn't really always feel like it's paying off. Which is kind of why I've been like more serious. Like I always kind of was serious about like having an email list, but even more so now because I do feel like it would be a way for me to keep a lot of people updated, like regardless of which platform they're on. And without being so worried about like algorithms and stuff. But it's not, it's kind of fallen out of favor, unfortunately. Honestly, I mean, I do feel like I read a lot of messages about people saying that they don't like mailing lists, but then a lot of people are subscribed to them anyway. But I really hope that it becomes more accepted for artists to have an email list and to update their followers that way. Yeah, I don't think I would say that people need to like get off social media and only send stuff through their mailing list. But I think it would help a lot where if an artist could like choose the platform that they're the most comfortable with in terms of like community and be active there. Or, well, so that's why, Nika knows this. I've been talking about Substack a lot. Because it's like basically the email list provider, but it does have a comment section below the posts that you make, which means that people can comment and also like discuss with each other, I agree that it's not the same as Twitter, in the sense that, you don't get as much like virality from it as you would on Twitter, because you see a lot of retweets and that kind of stuff on there. It would be a much slower process, I guess. But I wouldn't mind feeling more at ease about, like, I would prefer to go to Twitter for like the social interaction, but then not worry so much about like my reach to my followers. Where I'm like, well, this image bombed on social media, so I guess nobody's gonna see it. And if I had like a proper email list, which is growing, it's on there, it's getting there, but if I have an email list that has basically all my followers on it, then I can just like put my new art on there and nobody would miss it if they check their spam. I do feel like a lot of like ever since the Twitter thing, a lot of artists are considering setting up an email list. But I think like a lot of artists still are getting used to the medium. Like, oh, what do I write? How do I? What's the etiquette? What do people expect? Do they expect like monthly emails, daily emails, weekly emails? How much is too much? What tone do they like? It's kind of funny because it's basically going back to the old days, but we have to figure it all out again. Well, I mean, if anything, I would just send out like, here's my new stuff. I think Jen Bartel has like a really nice Substack that's really low key in the sense that it's pretty big, and it's basically her Patreon, but the stuff is very accessible in the sense that she only basically posts images, like new artwork. Like she just throws it out like out there, like, oh, here's some new art of mine, and then there's some fan service, I think, after the paywall. And then I think once a month or something, she just writes an update like, hey, what have you been watching? I've been watching, I don't know, Stranger Things or whatever. I thought that was really cool. Here's some fan art. So I think that's a nice reference. It doesn't have that dopamine rush of like instant feedback and likes and shares and that kind of stuff, but I do feel like if we got more used to that it would make for a much more steady kind of experience. Yeah, I'm thinking of taking another like semi-social media break during December. It's already December. I mean, like during the holiday break. I did it in the past couple of years where I would not close myself off from social media completely, but I would give myself like half an hour or an hour a day. Because when I was little, when we still had dial-up internet, I got 1 hour a day in the evening where I could be on the internet, and then I'd have to turn it off again. And the upside of that was that, you would have your hour, and then the rest of the day it wouldn't be like a thing anymore, because you wouldn't be able to access it anyway. So you just go about your day, and then you'd have like an hour of internet time, and then you go back to your life. Yeah, it definitely helps reset. I do feel like I do really notice a difference when I'm not thinking about social media too much. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, those extensions work really well. I also had that up during like my first break, where I was still behind the computer all day. Because at some point it becomes like an automatic thing, doesn't it? Like you just open a web browser and you type in. I used to type in Facebook all the time, and then I'd look at it. It's like, okay, it's not interesting. Close the tab, and then type Facebook again. And I would be like, you just closed the tab. What are you doing? Yeah, I want to avoid that stuff and like reset from it a little. I did that in the summer too, because we went sailing in Greece, but that also meant that we had no reception during large parts of the week, and no power. So we had to be pretty frugal with our phone batteries and our iPad batteries. And that really helped me like center myself again for a bit and reset from social media being on your mind the whole time. Like opening a fridge and standing there. Yeah, exactly. And the annoying thing is, social media moves so fast that it actually works. As in, there actually is new stuff to consume all the time. Yeah, I didn't join Hive. Actually, I joined it to claim like the Netherrealms name, but apparently that was no use anyway, because people can just use the same handle. But I never intended to actually start actively using it, because it was mobile only, which is like a deal breaker for me. Have fun, Ave. Say hi to the dog for me. Your lovely soup. Oh my gosh. I say hi back. Oh my gosh. She looks so lovely. If you haven't seen a picture, you should go to Abe's Twitter, and look up the picture of Soup, because she looks so cute. Definitely. Soup says hi. Sounds great. What did we discuss on stream again today? Soup says hi. Using the DMs is like the whole reason I still have Facebook Messenger, because I still have friends on there that I don't talk to anywhere else from the days that I did use Facebook. So yeah, I totally get that. So easy to just stay with the same thing. No, me neither. I'm not tempted anymore. Like I just said, it used to be really bad, but I think enough people that I cared about moved off of the platform, and the algorithm got so messed up for me that it's not showing me interesting stuff anymore. Oh yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, that's the that's the downside of having like family and friends that aren't like artists. Um, on social media, because you get all that kind of stuff. Yeah, thankfully my family isn't that active on social media anymore, so I don't really have to deal with their with any wild opinions that they would have. Honestly, if I care about what they have to say that much, then I just talk to them in real life anyway. So I don't really need to know what they're doing on social media. Oh my gosh, she has 6 dogs? What kinds of dogs? I'm a dog person, if you hadn't noticed already. Whippets! World's fastest couch potato. I would love a whippet. They seem so goofy. Yeah, I read it somewhere and it always stuck with me. Like, I feel like that really describes them very well. Whoa. Did you grow up with them, Nika? With the dogs, or were they a thing from after you moved out? Let's replace the kids with dogs. So, do you have 5 brothers and sisters? Oh, those are also cute. I used to want a King Charles Cavalier for a while because I thought they were um, appropriate for the type of dog that we wanted. Still wouldn't say no to one, I think. Failed to stop. It's a hobby gone wild. All the dogs. At least they don't have long hair. At least most? No, I'm thinking of Borzoi. Those will be a pain to clean up after, I think. Man, that's cute. I would love to get a dog in the near future. Oh my gosh, like huskies, from what I've read, they are a handful. Like they need so much exercise and they're goofy. Like I think they're really fun because they're so vocal and so opinionated, but they need a lot of attention, like a lot of active attention. A dog I love, um, but wouldn't dare to get is like a Berner Sennen. I think it's called a Bernese Mountain Dog, and oh my god, you had a corgi. Those are like my favorite dogs ever. If you, I have like the closet behind me is full of like corgi stuff, postcards, plant pots, that kind of stuff. Oh, I was in love with corgis ever since I saw a video in college um, called the Corgi Flop. And ever since that day, I have loved corgis with all my heart. But I'm just worried about like their herding tendencies with like small kids. So that probably also just depends on how you raise them. Flushes of corgi butts. That's amazing. Just the butts. Well, there we go. We're both jealous of Rick getting corgis. Man, just the butts. Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Bernese Mountain Dog. So Bernese Mountain Dog, I wouldn't dare get them just because they die so young. Like I think their average lifespan is I was gonna write lifespan instead of inks. Their average lifespan is like 7 or 8 years, or maybe even 6, so really low. But the care home that my grandmother recently moved to, their manager, their location manager, has like a Bernese Mountain Dog crossed with a lab, which means they get a lot older, or like somewhat older, but they are very cuddly and very family oriented and that kind of stuff. So it's like that dog was the sweetest thing. I was kneeling down to pet her, and she just put her head in between my knees and just stayed there, like, pet me. And I was like, I'm in love with this dog. Yeah, they do die young. I think that's one of the, like, I mean, every breed has their faults, you know, like corgis get like back problems, and Bernese they die very young. Just like what are they called? Danish dogs, like the big ones, the big lugs. Really sweet dogs, I think, but very slobbery. But also, they also don't live a long life, I think. You know, if you want a dog that lives long, I think you're better off like getting, I think either a Jack Russell or a Chihuahua or something. Because those mofos live a long time. Great Danes. Yeah, thank you. I follow a subreddit called Old Man Dog. There's all these people sharing like how old their dogs are getting or have gotten. And it's kind of sad, but it's also like really sweet to see all those grayish noses and eyes. But if you follow it for a while, you also like get a better idea kind of like what kind of dog gets really old. And I wouldn't, you know, need a dog that gets to 20 per se or something, but 6 to 8 or something, that's a bit too short for me. It was really emotional when we lost our my in-laws' dog already. I can't imagine what it would feel like to lose your own. You had a Great Dane growing up. She ate the curtains through the window. Oh my gosh. That sounds very frustrating in the moment, but hilarious in hindsight. I think. I bet she was the sweetest, though. I think they're really sweet dogs, from what I've seen. Really? Great indoors? I wouldn't expect that. I mean, like, I feel like they're dogs that would, like, try, but then not succeed. In, like, not breaking everything that's in their way. Can you imagine having getting a big bread recommended to you? Just a big loaf walking indoors. Anyway, so I guess it's because they're not really super active. Yeah. Soup that comes with AIF. Oh, that's funny. I would not dare to get, but honestly, more for us. I would say I would not. I wanted to say I would not dare to get a Great Dane just because I feel like our house isn't even big enough to have like a golden. I think our preferred size would be a corgi, um, or like a dachshund or something. Just with like the space that we have downstairs. I know, isn't it a stunning dog? She looks so sweet. And so it's funny because the tweet that she posted the pictures in, it says like, I often get comments on Soup's shiny fur, and that was actually my first thought too. Like, wow, that is one shiny dog. I'm glad there are so many dog people in this stream, so I can talk to you guys about these amazing creatures. Whoa, 2 to 4 dogs all the time. That's a lot. I think my babysitter, I can't remember. I think she had 2 dogs. And then sometimes 4 from when her new partner would come and bring his 2 dogs. But the 2 dogs, I mean, one was like a Saint Bernard, a pup, and the other one was like a pretty old poodle, mini poodle, who, they were very cute, but I already thought, man, the St. Bernard was a lot. Let alone 2 extra dogs. Okay, I'm gonna finish up this panel and then I am going to head off because I still need to do my planning for next week, my work schedule, and then I will probably be making dinner because it's 5-ish here. Man, so you guys really loved dogs in all shapes and sizes. Were they all like from breeders, or did you get them from the pound? Oh yeah, it's even later where you are. Oh yeah, that makes sense then, in the sense that like you tend, I feel like you tend to see more dogs of the same breed when people like get them at breeders specifically, whereas when you go to like the pound, then you just kind of see what's there and see what fits and then take that dog home with you. Oh, that's really sweet. Man, how do you, after 3 years, how do you leave a dog behind? I don't think I'd be able to. At that point, they kind of like become part of your family. A plant eater, as in like a permanent plant eater, or just like to eat grass? Man, dogs have the. I mean, any animal has like, can have like the weirdest fixations and personality traits. Like, I've never heard of that before. Yeah, I can't imagine it drove me that nuts. All your hard work gone. we've been pretty lucky with our plants in the garden. Like we moved last year, so we redid the garden that we ended up with this summer or this spring to make it our own basically, and we've been pretty lucky so far with like plants actually surviving. But I can't imagine like having a dog that digs up your favorite plant. Aw, man, so he did make sure that she was able to continue her hobby. That's so sweet of him. Almost done, just the face. That's a good question, Rick. What do I use? Apparently I use Manly Men. Oh wait, that's the wrong tool. Let me see. Yep, Manly Men. Where did I get this? I think it's a font from, I think it's a font from, Duffel? No, from, God, what's it called again? Blampot? Yeah, I think it's a font from Blampot. Which has some really nice fonts for like comic making and stuff if you're into that kind of thing. But let me be super honest, I am so bad at like lettering and stuff. I don't have a lot of knowledge, so I am already happy if I end up with something that looks like semi-decent. So I'm sticking with this one for now. I think it looks pretty okay. I was debating whether I would go for like a font with like capital letters in it and really make it read more like a book, but I think I feel like I like the all caps look better for a comic. Thanks, Nika. Yeah, I think it looks okay. I feel like Clip is still. I feel a bit awkward about the text sometimes because Clip is still a bit limited in terms of like what you can do with it. Sometimes like for the effects, I would like to have a bit more options to, I don't know, skew it around or something, but we take that to Photoshop, I guess. A good comic font with a nice bold to it. So what's your style of like lettering, in the sense that I read comics where they would emphasize like nouns, but like in almost every speech bubble, and I found that like almost distracting, because it's like you start to pay more attention to the lettering than just compared to just like reading the text and kind of like instinctually feeling what effect it should have. So I'm wondering if you're like to emphasize dialogue, that's what that makes me think of. But maybe you're just saying like if someone's shouting, then I want to be able to use it as a bold. Yeah, exactly. Like one word every now and then, and now every now and again to like emphasize one word would be fine from my reading experience. But I think the comic that I was reading, they would have like let him die in peace, and then peace would be like bold, and then it's only better for your daughter, and then better and daughter would be bold as well. It's like, what am I even supposed to read from this? So you're making a comic yourself. Can we read it somewhere yet? Or is it just a project for yourself for now? I get that, but don't take too long. As in, finish not perfect, because there's a risk that you'll be perfecting it forever if you don't just start putting it out there. Because I'm still learning on the job as well. I think that really is, like, I think perfectionism is the bane of a lot of artists' existence. Or you're just afraid to show it because you think it'll not be good enough? Though, of course, some people show their work a bit too soon. Yeah, that's going to be a big thing for you, big theme for you the coming period, I think, Nika. Maybe you could just show it to some people, like when you've reached your allotted hours that you like should be spending on like a portrait or something. Just show it to some people and see what they think and how far they think your piece is, and then compare that to how many hours you would still spend on it to like get it perfect, and just get some feedback on like how big that difference actually is. Yeah, I can go both ways. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, I mean, implement sounds so official. Like, you can just try it out a couple times and see what people say. It doesn't really have to be, I mean, I think one important thing, oh, see, I'm missing one line here. I think one important thing would be to just, like, track the time you spend for a couple of those pieces, just so you know how much time you're actually spending, if you don't do that already. But otherwise, I don't think there should be that much pressure on it. Man, I only did one page today. Half a page today. Well, 3/4 of a page today. But it's a lot of work. So anyway, I'm going to do some more planning and then wind down for the day, the week even, because yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, exactly. Some pieces you want to like share right now. Sometimes I just go like in the fuck it mode, where I'm like, well, you know, I'll just hear what they have to say. I think it's okay right now, and I don't need to spend any more time on this. And sometimes I go like, well, is it ever enough? Is it going to be? Should I start over? So yeah, it really depends on just how a piece is going. So, thank you all for watching. I will be back on Tuesday. Nika, just show us some stuff like in between in like the critique channel in the Discord. That maybe that'll help with like those feelings or something. We can talk about it. Yeah, thanks for being here and keeping me company and being so nice to chat with. It's been fun, and yeah, I'll see you around. All right, good. Have a good weekend. Bye, guys.